Welcome to our YouTube channel where we share interesting movie facts. Join us as we uncover the secrets and trivia behind your favorite films. From classic Hollywood hits to indie gems, we cover it all. So sit back, relax, and enjoy learning something new about the movies you love.
Number 1. The words licorice pizza are never said in the film. That's not a phrase that has inherent meaning to everybody. However, Licorice Pizza was the name of a chain of record stores in Southern California for many years. Because, a record looks like a licorice pizza. Speaking of the title, Anderson said it was evocative of his childhood, noting, "It instantly takes me back to that time." Number 2. Licorice Pizza wasn't the first title, though. If you think Anderson's title is an odd choice, consider the name the movie had when it was initially announced. Back then, the working title was Soggy Bottom. Granted, that's the name of the waterbed company Gary starts, but it would have been a hard sell. Number 3. A couple characters are stand-ins for real stars. Licorice Pizza is a mix of reality and fiction, though some of the fiction is more thinly veiled than others. The character of actor Jack Holden, played by Sean Penn, is at least partially inspired by William Holden. More clear is that Lucy Doolittle is a stand-in for Lucille Ball. Not only does Christine Ebersole's character have real Lucy vibes, but she's also in a movie called Under One Roof with Gary that seems based on Yours, Mine, and Ours, which Ball starred in. Number 4. Anderson wrote the role of Alana with Alana Haim in mind. Anderson is good friends with not just Alana Haim, but her entire family. The Haim family is full of creatives, as Alana and her two sisters, who also feature in the movie, make up the indie pop band Haim. And their mother, as Anderson explains in the same Q&A, used to teach the director art when he was just 8 years old. Number 5. Alana Haim spent months learning to drive trucks. One of the most exciting and intense scenes in the movie is when Alana and Gary have to drive a truck backward down a long winding hill. It's pretty surprising seeing such an action-filled moment in an Anderson-directed movie, as his movies are generally always character-driven, but the truck is essentially a 10-ton moving set piece. Number 6. John Peters allowed his real name to be used on one condition. Licorice Pizza has many characters based on real people, and one of those is John Peters. Peters went on to become an established movie producer, with 1989's Batman being the crown jewel in his career. But before that, he was a hairdresser and Barbara Streisand's partner. The hairdresser was also known for his bravado, energy, and claiming to be from the streets. Number 7. An old restaurant was recreated. Fittingly, Anderson shot this movie set in the San Fernando Valley in the 1970s in the actual valley. Of course, he had to get creative to try and bring back that vibe. For example, the Real Tale O, the CCK restaurant, was demolished in 1987. He had it recreated on the Van Nuys golf course for the movie. Number 8. A famous actor's father is in the movie. The guy who plays Mr. Jack has a cult following as an underground comics writer and a performance artist. He collaborated with Timothy Leary and Laurie Anderson. His name? George DiCaprio. Yes, he is Leonardo DiCaprio's father. Number 9. Anderson was also inspired by an experience he had. Evidently, in 2001, Anderson was in his native Los Angeles and walked by a middle school on picture day. He noticed a student bugging a female photographer. That stuck in his mind, giving him the germ of the idea that begins the movie, not to mention the dynamic between Gary and Alana. Number 10. Anderson was influenced by classic coming-of-age stories as well. In addition to being influenced by a middle school student and Gary Gets Man, Anderson was inspired by, actual movies and stuff. His noted American Graffiti and Fast Times at Ridgemont High as influences for Licorice Pizza. Number 11. A real person inspired Gary Valentine. Gary Gets Man has had quite the life. These days, he's a movie producer, and the co-founder of Playtone, Tom Hanks's production company. However, as a kid, he was an actor and had a waterbed company and a pinball arcade. As such, his life was mined by Anderson for the movie to create the character of Gary Valentine. Number 12. Then, there's John Peters. Bradley Cooper's character of John Peters is very much a real person. He was a hairdresser, Barbra Streisand's boyfriend, and a successful movie producer. He is also, by many accounts, a true lunatic. In the film, that's certainly the case. And yet, Peters is not approached pseudonymously. Anderson got permission from Peters to include him as a character under the caveat that the character uses Peters' favorite pickup line, "Do you like peanut butter sandwiches?" Number 13. There is some truth in the Peters section of the film. Indeed, Getzman did deliver a waterbed to Peters back in the 1970s. Fortunately for him, it went better than in the movie. Apparently, in real life, Peters was nice to Getzman, though that would have made for a less exciting plot point in the movie. Number 14. It was a family affair for Anderson. Anderson's longtime partner Maya Rudolph has a small role, not the first time that's happened in one of his movies. This time, though, he went beyond just casting Rudolph in his movie. Anderson and Rudolph's children are in Licorice Pizza, too. Number 15. A legend's son made his debut. One of Anderson's best collaborators was Philip Seymour Hoffman. Sadly, the actor is no longer with us. While the director was auditioning experienced child actors to play Gary, he found them all too trained and precocious. Ultimately, he chose Cooper Hoffman. Cooper is the son of Philip, and this is his first on-screen professional acting role. It earned him nominations from the Golden Globes and Critics' Choice Awards. Number 16. Anderson probably knew Alana was right for the movie. It probably helps to get your first big acting role if you are good friends and a frequent collaborator of the director. Anderson had previously directed a few music videos for Haim, which probably helped give him a sense of how she could handle such an opportunity. Number 17. Anderson had an in with Carol Burnett. Actual clips from the Carol Burnett show are used in Licorice Pizza, and they came from Burnett personally. Anderson likely knows her to some degree, given that his dad Ernie Anderson was the announcer for the show for some time. Anderson was also the announcer for ABC and, before moving to LA, was Cleveland-based horror host Guladi for a few years. Number 18. It got a lot of awards love. Licorice Pizza has a 91% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's getting a lot of awards love. It's already picked up a lot of wins from critics' organizations. The National Board of Review, in particular, liked it. They gave Hoffman and Haim Best Breakthrough Performance jointly while also giving Anderson Best Director and the movie Best Picture. It was nominated for 3 Oscars.
We hope you enjoyed learning some fascinating movie facts with us today. If you want to keep up with our latest content and never miss out on any behind-the-scenes trivia, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. We'll see you in the next video with even more amazing movie facts.